All right, so this issue about voters register seemed to have dominated discussions in the media and in public spaces. But to the other angle to this is that the pressure group Let My Vote Count have also raised concerns about the police's decision not to allow them to picket at the Electoral Commission premises. And to discuss this further, we've been joined by David Asante. He's the convener of the Let My Vote Count Alliance, and would want to find out from them really what they told the police and what the responses of the police have been and what they intend doing following the response from the police. David, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Martin. Thanks for having me.
Right. To start with, a number of people have connected your association to the Ghana Police, to the New Patriotic Party. And so now that the NPP made a strong case at a press conference, is it important again for a group associated or affiliated to the NPP to come up with the same concerns?
Thank you very much, Martin. Let me say good afternoon to our viewers. Principally, the Let My Vote Count Alliance is not a byproduct of the NPP, because we are a platform where the common Ghanaian has the opportunity to air his views concerning the election management and the sound democracy we practice in the country. That's how come we are made up of persons from PPP, CPP, NDP, NDC, and MPP. But the interesting thing is that as it stands now, the MPP is the largest opposition party. And there is a natural likelihood and the tendency that they would rally support from the other parties to prosecute the change agenda. It doesn't make the movement an MPP movement.
Okay. But then, key institutions like the New Patriotic Party, IDEG, and also one other institution that has to do with electoral, borders on electoral coverage, have already made proposals to the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission in itself is asking for proposals. Have you made any proposal to the EC?
Yeah, thank you very much. Our very initial press conference and press releases, we copied the Electoral Commission. We raised the important issue that has to do with the continuous registration vote exercise the EC conducted. We drew the attention of the EC to the illegality of the process. The EC halted the process. We talked about the defunct and the outlawed National Health Insurance Card. These were the issues we raised first, before even the NPP came out with their bombshell. We think nothing stops us as a pressure group from embarking on a legitimate action to press home the demand for a new register, whilst the Electoral Commission engages the other political parties.
While the Electoral Commission engages the other parties, the Electoral Commission is already doing that, and you think that picketing would do what specifically to the fact that they are already taking some action?
For the benefit of hindsight, the Let My Vote Count Alliance had a position as far as the electoral petition is concerned. In the days of the 8th month of the election petition in the Supreme Court of this country, we were gagged in this country. Demonstrations were barred. Constitutional right to demonstrate in this country were suppressed or was suppressed for 8 months. Eventually, on the day of the verdict, the atmosphere was charged with police and security presence. You dare not utter a word during, before, and after the verdict. This is the lesson we have learnt, and we are saying no single constitutional right or freedom will be curtailed within this season while the Electoral Commission is actively engaging the political parties as far as the issue of a new voters register is concerned. We have the right either to demonstrate or to picket. We would want to fully activate those rights.
No, but you're not answering my question. My question is, the EC, per your initial statement, is engaging the political parties, has asked for proposals from institutions that think that there is reason enough for us to review our voters register. At least that shows that the EC is taking some action or has initiated steps to either look into it or consider the proposals that are being brought. If you've made proposals, the EC is definitely saying that they are going to consider it. Now, why the need to picket?
Well, Martin, if you did get me well, the point I'm trying to establish is that we are not a political party. So the EC can go ahead and engage the political parties. The essence of our picketing activity is meant to drum home the need for a new voters register. And we would also present a petition. So the petition certainly would have content which has to do with our proposal from the point of view of the pressure group led My Vote Count Alliance.
So that is a two-pronged approach.
It is.
By
submitting the petition and we're picketing the premises of the
Why
Electoral
don't you just do the presentation of the petition and do away with the picketing? That picketing is what the police have a problem with.
As long as it conforms to the freedom and the rights of every Ghanaian, and we do not violate or flout any constitutional provision or laws of the country, I believe we are at liberty to choose either the former or the latter. And we have chosen picketing as a means to get our grievances carried across.
Okay. We have been joined on the line by the Greater Accra Regional Police Public Relations Officer, ASP Ifia Tenge. Good afternoon, madam. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hello, good afternoon.
Great. The group Let My Vote Count say that you have decided not to allow them to picket. Why this denial?
Yes, thank you very much, and good afternoon to your viewers. The Accra Regional Police Command, I can confirm that this group, calling itself Let My Vote Count, together with other alliances, notified us on their decision to embark or a special event. And when they notified us, we initially, as part of the Public Order Act, usually we find out where they will converge and so where they decide to have that picketing or that special event. They indicated to us that they want to go to the EC and also the Parliament House. Having put in a number of security reasons into consideration, we decided, or we found out, that the place would not be conducive or appropriate enough for police to shepherd them as they go through this special event. So for that reason, we had to hold a meeting with them where we discussed the reasons for which we believe that the place was not so conducive or appropriate, and that other venues could be discussed on neutral grounds. But it looks as if they were not satisfied with the reasons we were given. What were our cogent reasons? One, they are apart from the fact that the EC is at the democratic house of the country. That aside, the place or the geographical area as I speak to you now is saturated with a number of vital and sensitive installations. One, we are talking about the Rich Hospital, which is a few meters away from the EC. We can also make mention of the Psychiatric Hospital, which is also close by, the Regional Administration, the West African Examination Council, among a number of financial institutions. And this place, we believe, will accommodate or contain over 2,000 protesters. Should anything happen, how are we as security agents able to contain the situation, and how are we able to handle it? We are not against the protest. It is their right, and we respect that. But I believe that it's not for a reason why the law says that in as much as they want to embark on this protest, there is a way where they have to go. They have processes, they have steps. And what are these steps? One of the requirements is notifying the police, as they have done, the two of us to sit down on mutual ground to find an appropriate place for the venue. We are members to give them the protection. But where we believe poses some security risk, we cannot allow.
All right, ASP, these institutions you've mentioned around the Electoral Commission premises, what is the fear really that you have that they might break into those places, or what specifically is the fear of the police, or what are the security concerns you have regarding these particular institutions you mentioned?
Yes, if I will not even go far, if we have to look at the Rich Hospital, which is also close by, the protesters are looking at blocking the main road leading to the Rich Hospital. Should there be any emergency health delivery services, how are we able to assist in that situation? Even considering that place alone, that place is a net or a hub where it connects a number of areas. The State House is there when you go to this place, and so that place, if we have to allow that, where the road will be blocked for some time, even on a normal basis, how the situation there like, let alone to block it for God knows when. You know, so we believe that place falls within the security infrastructure of the metropolis. And we have done our intelligence and we have paid intelligence sources. We believe that that place is not conducive enough. And in any time there is a special event of this nature, it is for us to do our survey, do our recce, find out whether the place that is intended to be used for the demonstration or any kind or any sort of a special event, whether it will not pose certain security risk. Having considered the various reasons that we are putting across, we don't believe that it is the most appropriate place. There are other open places that we can go. Why the Electoral Commission? Why are we not seeing the security essence of these places? You know?
Okay.
So I believe there are places where we can go. It is about the message, not the location. And for that one, we as a police service, we don't think that that place is appropriate enough. And I believe there is another authority that could at least listen to what the police is saying and also advise us accordingly.
All right. And my final question to you would be that does it mean that in the future no group whatsoever would be allowed to picket or demonstrate through this area or this enclave that you have described? And the second question to it is that they have decided to go ahead. What would the police administration do about it?
Oh, and if you're talking about in future, I wish it is not so, or it doesn't become a reality in the future. But with their decision to decide our advice, we believe that if you have to visit the Public Order Act again, the guide in which we, all of us, are acting accordingly, I believe that it says that where there is a disagreement between the two parties, the police could seek any advice or seek a restraining order for the tribunal. So I believe that that should be a next line of action. And so we are going to use every legal means to ensure the live within the confines of the law.
Officer, back in studio, let's wrap up this conversation, and we are speaking with the convener of the Let My Vote Count Alliance, and they have decided to picket at the Electoral Commission. The police says no. Really, what is your next line of action? What are you going to do next?
Martin,
and if you can be very brief.
Very well. I think I'm afraid to say that ASP Efiatenge does not understand what we intend to do. The very onset meeting we put on paper, we picketing the premises of the Electoral Commission.
Which she
doesn't determine how we convey our message. I'm afraid she is saying the venue doesn't matter. She is saying the venue doesn't matter. We are saying we're presenting a petition to the Electoral Commission.
The route to the place, place in itself has certain national or state institutions or institutions in general, for that matter, that may not allow for this kind of. How many are you looking at? About
we're looking at 2,000 people, Martin. Then we must as well be told to go to Kakum National Park or Achimota Golf Course to present our petition. I'm afraid there are people who picket the White House.
Representatives can do that.
We have chosen the premises of the Electoral Commission to sit there, picket, get our message delivered and sold to the world and Ghana as a whole.
What do you do?
We will insist on our rights. ASP Efiatenge will not determine where we picket. Our focus is the Electoral Commission. If the venue doesn't matter, I'm afraid they can officially write to us to redirect us to Achimota Golf Course or Kakum National Park. But as it stands now, we are going to the premises of the Electoral Commission come 16th of September. We will.
All right. David Asante, thank you very much. We've been speaking with the convener of the Let My Vote Count Alliance, David Asante, and that they are saying that they certainly will go ahead with their decision to picket and present a petition to the Electoral Commission. And it is still in relation to the voters register, and we'll see how that pans out in the coming days.